everybody, we're back on Minmus, and if you remember my last episode of Operation Moonsucker, you may remember that I brought down one of the cores of my refinery station that will be put on the surface of Minmus, and here we are. Well, I am bringing back down the second part of 3 in total. There will be 3 core modules for the station and some other parts attached to it. And we almost made a pinpoint landing, so that's really some nice flying, I have to say myself, that I managed to touch down very close to the original landing site. And now I'm trying to hop over to the other part, and I want to dock them together. The only thing is I kind of miscalculated how far those girders are from each other, and that's not really a clean dock now, is it? And especially when I want to attach some other stuff to it. So I decoupled them, and of course they would not attach each other again. So I tried to move my crane back over, pick one up, and then maybe connect them a little better. But as almost always in Kerbal Space Program, when you think, oh, that's easy, it most certainly is not. Because as you may have noticed here, things tend to go wrong. Very wrong. And then I had to reload my quick save and try again to land close to the other part. Problem was, I did not manage to get that close again. And yeah, then also some weird stuff happened with the docking port, because I undocked the crane from the station part. I tried to redock, and the dock would never ever again engage, for some reason not known to me. So you can see me here trying to dock, undock, save, reload. You know, I tried every trick in the book, or, well, not in the book, in the forums or whatever, but it was to no avail. I did not manage to get a dock on that part, so I thought, oh well, maybe I can find another way when I have more parts down there. So back to the rest of my refuel station, or refinery station in orbit, and it is time to refuel the crane by using, of course, those big Kerbodyne S3 7200 tanks. So I'm refueling here, and then it is time to get the third part down. And this is where things start to get really wrong. If you think that was a slight mishap back before with me tipping the part over and then landing in the wrong place and then not being able to dock again, well, just try this on for size. I had to dock the station on the upper docking port because, well, the docking port on the bottom of the crane would no longer engage for some reason. The Kraken has struck, and yeah, so the crane went down perfectly, but the refinery was on the wrong side. So how do I get this correctly on the floor? So I thought, well, maybe just turn this thing around now, won't I? That's not so far away. Let's try to lift it over there with some RCS and some jumping skills, because what I'm trying here is gliding across the surface and using the landing gear to jump a little bit because it has suspension. And if in Kerbal Space Program you use some suspension on the planet with very little gravity like Minmus, it can push the craft in the air, well, not air, but higher up. And then you can have also some kind of springboard effect. When you come back down, it jumps a little bit in the air, so you can save on RCS and still manage to traverse the distance to your target, which is what I'm doing here. Thankfully, I have enough RCS in RCS fuel, so to speak, in that crane, and I also have a big load of monopropellant up in orbit, so that's not a big problem. So see me here trying to get those things docked together by once more stabilizing it a little bit, and then 1 or 2 more jumps. Yes, boing. And we're once again on our side, but we have massive reaction wheels and we have RCS, so it's not a big deal. Minmus having very little gravities to speak of is also helping a lot. And now we're almost ready to dock that puppy. And this time I'm really trying to make it a clean dock, so I don't have to undock and redock again. But once again the crane is a little bit in the way, but I managed to get it close and that is looking good. So I decoupled the crane and yeah, nothing happened. Because guess what? Look at the, well, now downside of the crane, that's where the solar panels are. Where is the sun? On the other side. Look at my resource panel on top. I don't have any electricity left. So I have a dead crane sitting on top of a refinery which can do nothing. But fortunately I have another crane in orbit. Redundancy! Yay! If you're an IT guy or some engineer or some other guy who has ever worked in anything technical, redundancy is really, really great. Well, if you are in a risky environment, of course. So I thought, well, let's bring the other stuff down. Maybe I get an idea of what I could do to fix that problem. So what you can see here is sort of my lorry, which the British would supposedly say. Sorry for that accent, I know it's bad. And I'm using the claw here to sort of find the center, almost the center of gravity, so to speak, of that thing, and attach it, and then we can... Whoa, that was bad. That's not in the center at all. Well, I'm not really good at docking without docking alignment indicator, so this is even more stressful for me, but I managed to get this thing attached to the crane. You may notice on in the front of that vehicle there is a small probe core. As soon as I have the crew down on Minmus, this will be detached because I want engineers to drive this. So getting down on Minmus, I managed to once more fail to hit the target, and after 3 or 4 attempts I just thought, well, we have wheels on that, so why not just drive there? So in the end I just decided to touch down in somewhat close proximity of the rest of my base and then drive over there, because yeah, why not? I have enough electricity this time and it's not that far away, so yeah, let's try it. And thanks to Minmus's gravity not being that high, it's not a big deal to carry the crane with me, so I can save on rocket fuel. And here we go, up that hill my little lorry drives, and then we will get back down on the other side, which is right now. You can see some lighting going on and some wobbling because I'm jumping. No, don't crash. Yo, whew. And we managed to get back on track, and here we are. And as you can see, I have infernal robotics installed for the cranes for a very specific reason, which you will see later on, but in this case it helped me save my stranded crane by giving it a big slap. What did the docking port say to the crane? Slap. If you remember that really bad joke from one of the most memorable episodes of the Chappelle Show, where Prince slapped Charlie Murphy, and then Charlie Murphy hit him back. But we have some claws in there, and those claws help us transfer resources for some reason from the one vehicle to the other, so we load the other back up with electricity thanks to our solar panels and some time warping, and then we detach. We almost pull it with us, and you're alive again, baby! Yes, sir! So we have saved our crane. We now have, once again, 2 operational Minmus cranes for transferring stuff from orbit to the ground. But first, there's a reason why I brought this rover kind of thing down here. So let me show you what I'm planning. But first I have to deploy, well, get the crane to safe ground. And this thing is here to transport stuff. It already has one of the many parts I want to use on its back, but there's another thing that we can do with it. So I'm trying to dock this to one of the station's cores. Here we go. Some precision driving is needed for this. Boom! There we go. And now I think we can retract our landing gear. Yes, and haha! Thanks to some reaction wheel magic and of course the low Minmus gravity, I was able to transport this across the surface, even though it weighs, well, approximately 5 and something tons. Just some stabilizing going on. And then I have to switch docking ports so I can get it where I really want, or maybe not. I think I changed my mind. Yeah, because there's a special pattern that I wanted to dock these things together. So, how are we going to go about this? How will I attach it to the rest of my refinery station? So this refinery will have 3 ISRU segments, and it will have a lot of storage capacity for ore and fuel. Well, fuel in this case being liquid fuel and oxidizer. And it is, of course, here we go, docking, wobbling is a good sign, because wobbling means it's almost docked. Yes, and it is. We have the station's core finished. Now let's get that gears out, also with the tank, because now you can see what that thing really is for. I have those standardized segments where I drive under them, then carry them, and then place them where I need them. But more on that in the next episodes. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.